Hello and welcome to Haunted Man Cave, the series where I tell you some of the most haunted places in the world. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 most haunted places in Nova Scotia, starting with number 5, St. Francis Xavier University. St. Francis Xavier University in Antigonish was built in 1853. The university merged with Mount St. Bernard College, which was a local Catholic school for girls, in 1894. It was one of the nuns working at Mount St. Bernard who, legend has it, fell in love and had an affair with a priest of St. Francis Xavier. As her religion forbid this kind of thing, she was extremely ashamed. Not being able to live with the guilt, it's reported she leaped to her death from a balcony in Gomorrah Hall. Staff and students now refer to her as the Blue Nun. It is believed she haunts the halls and residences of the campus, turning on lamps, knocking on doors, knocking over books, and on occasion she has been known to appear. Number 4, Acadia University. Acadia University in Wolfville began as an extension of Horton Academy, which was founded in Horton, Nova Scotia, by Baptists from Nova Scotia and Queen's College. The college was later renamed Acadia College. Acadia University, established at Wolfville, Nova Scotia in 1838, has a strong Baptist religious affiliation. According to seminary house lore, a young female student in the late 1800s attended what was then known as the Acadia Ladies Seminary, a finishing school for young Baptist women. The still nameless young woman discovered she was with a child and hanged herself to spare herself and her family the embarrassment of an out-of-wedlock pregnancy, taking her life in an area on the building's second floor that is known as the Well. Over the years, many paranormal activity have been reported at the seminary house. Now a student residence, lights turn on and off, footsteps are heard going up and down the back stairwell, doors open and close on their own, objects move by themselves, and disembodied voices can be heard throughout the residence. Some guests claim to have seen a young blonde female wandering about the rooms and hallways, closing doors behind her, and all believe this to be the ghost of the unfortunate unwed mother-to-be. She's been described as a polite and demure, not surprising for a young Baptist woman. Number 3, Seal Island. Seal Island is located in southwestern Nova Scotia and is apparently the home of the ghost of Annie Lindsay, who is believed to have died when her lifeboat overturned after the ship she was on, the SS Ottawa, was shipwrecked off the island in 1891. Her body was buried in the East End churchyard, and visitors can still see her grave marker to this day. Local legend says there was evidence she was buried alive after her coffin was disturbed years later. Her ghost can be seen wandering the churchyard and the surrounding areas. Number 2, Peggys Cove. Peggys Cove in Halifax is the home to the spirit of the Lady in Blue. Local legend tells the story of an immigrant woman who moved to the area whilst her children still live in Europe. Although she had remarried in Canada, she missed her children massively and would often walk down to the rocks to gaze out to sea. On one particular night, she walked down to the rocks together with her husband, and in an attempt to cheer her up, the husband danced for her on the slippery rocks. This act of horseplay soon turned out deadly as he tragically slipped and fell to his death. The woman would return a short time later to spot where her husband died, then proceeded to walk into the water where she disappeared, her body never to be seen again. Many people have witnessed her ghost dressed in blue walking across the walks and standing as if ready to jump. When she is approached, her apparition disappears into thin air. Number 1. Fort George. Fort George in Halifax was built in 1749 and is known as Canada's most haunted historic site. This fort has been the site of several wars where many soldiers lost their lives. Today, visitors have cited the apparitions of soldiers marching their old routes from the other side. The apparition of a little girl is known to follow people who take the ghost tour. Visitors have also reported unexplained bangs, knocks, and mists, as well as disembodied voices. There have been reports of visitors feeling nauseous and when they are here, as well as being pushed by invisible hands. With the many hauntings that have occurred here and that several instances have led to actual physical harm, it is no wonder why I chose Fort George as my pick for the most haunted place in Nova Scotia.